to be able to beat the game. But mind you, having one sword isn't going to open up a lot of locations. So more than likely, we'll probably see 2. I think that's the smallest amount of swords we've seen so far in the races. Getting a windmill key is going to open up one of the vanilla locations here right off the start. Looks like Dragondarch is going to check the shop as well as Kfal. Picking up some early warp boots, so that'll let them warp back to town. 50? Oh.
Wow, that's nice to see.
That's the cheapest warp boots I've ever seen, and a sort of win for both of our runners.
Okay then.
So very vanilla start.
Very vanilla.
Yep, very vanilla. So having the swords definitely helps, because that is a way of combat, but to open up areas, they are going to need at least the orb of the elements for the swords here in this flag.
Kfal is choosing to go to Portoa first.
I love deviation.
Me too.
Alright.
Makes a lot easier to commentate.
Yeah, exactly. So Dragondarch right now is going for the density check here. The windmill key is going to open up the spell location outside as well as 3 checks inside that he'll be able to get. Kfal is going to go utilize the statue glitch we mentioned earlier and get himself into the back of the throne room in Portoa to get 1 item here. Now, the reason he's doing this is he wants to see if he can get that wind orb here. And if he can get that orb, that's going to definitely give him more checks in the Windmill Cave.
And will also allow him to get to Cordell Plains and Bryn Mawr, and a few other checks there.
So, Dragondarch got the Sword of Thunder, and now warped to the other side of the world. Picking up a ball of water there. Not really useful right now, but he's going to immediately wild warp back. That is the developer trick in the game that's there to get us back. With this flag set that is locked to get us back to the shrine where we start at. And Kfal did find the Alarm Flute, which is another vanilla item. You usually buy that from a shop, but was moved to the key item pool here just to help add an additional check. So that's going to open up the guard on the way to the windmill. So Kfal's going to get 1 check over Dragondarch in terms of area covering right now of that knowledge.
Yes, Doctor, the statue glitches are considered by the logic.
There are other glitches as well, such as Ghetto Flight, and I actually can't remember all the glitches myself because I'm not familiar with them, but I know that for most all of them, they're not considered in logic in terms of doing things. And that was an Orb of Fire pickup for Dragondarch.
A few other options they have that aren't required are in logic. They can do hell runs to Oak. They can also use various methods to get through the laser statues to get to different areas if they choose to, but that is out of logic, but we may see some of them do that throughout this run.
So right now, Kfal is actually getting super rewarded for his early check. The Sleeping Guard had the Ball of Wind, so he's going to be able to break walls now that are locked behind that, which is a large majority of wall checks in the game. So Kfal is going to be able to get everything in the cave and be able to move on to the second area here after getting his Sword of Thunder.
Assuming that he doesn't die while in the Windmill Cave, it should give him a slight lead as well.
That is very true, yes. I still can't get over the 50 cost warp boots. I'm sorry, that's just insane. I've never
I played this seed earlier, and I didn't get boots until Bryn Mawr. It was awful.
And I bet you at that point they were about, 175.
I think they're like 115, which still wasn't horrible.
I'm jealous. Those are cheap boots, my friend.
But I also had speed boots, that helps some. The very first item in the game was speed boots. That was something.
That is definitely something. So you'll notice here, Kfal picking up a quick level here. His level just went up to 2. The number on the right there is the scaling of the enemies. So as that scaling increases by picking up items out of chests, being the key items, armor, and equipment, that's going to raise the monster's scaling. So that way everything throughout the game kind of still presents a challenge to you. And that's going to also grant them more XP. And as that scaling goes up, it's going to increase the cost of consumable items and decrease the armor cost. We probably won't see either of these runners actually go into the armor shops because they're just going to utilize the armor that they can get out of boxes if they find any.
And most of the seasoned runners don't ever buy armor. Let's see what this Orb of Wind gets him.
Alright.
You want to talk about the sword switching?
Yeah, so one of my favorite mechanics that got added to the game was the ability to quick swap through the swords here. You can actually hold select and press B. Select normally brings up the menu, but if you hold it and press it, you'll hear a little menu sound, and you can actually switch between your sword pool in order from whatever you have equipped going right, similar to what we have here on the tracker. And the nice thing too about the flag set that we have, it automatically equips the orbs and bracelets for you, so that's going to give you your damage boost alongside of that.
And both very nice quality of life over the vanilla game enhancement.
Yep, so otherwise you'd have to do the tedious menuing, and you will definitely see a lot of runners still doing those menus just from muscle memory. And that is our first Mimic.
PMAkfal did get the Sword of Fire earlier. I don't think we actually said that.
I got excited about it, but no, we did not. So he's got the sword and the ball. Dragondarch's going to find his here in just a moment. Meanwhile, PMAkfal is starting the vampire fight.
Which this vampire is weak to every sword. Eyeglasses.
Alright, so that means they definitely have the full checks of the alarm flute. That's actually one component. The other component is the alarm flute once they get over to the island of Joel to be able to get that check turned in. They did pick up the broken statue earlier as well, so if they do find the glowing lamp there, they will be able to restore that when they go make their way out towards Evil Spirit Island, so that'll give them an extra turn in as well. But no use until then.
PMAkfal is going back to Portola. Probably going to the Waterfall Cave.
I like that call. Personally, since we've got the map checkpoint there, I'd go back and do this, or I would do a Saber West play right now.
Yeah, I usually do Waterfall first, just because, not really a reason, I just do.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I also do Waterfall, but every time I go to Saber West as of late, I haven't been burned, so...
And me either.
Yeah, and I do, in Leaf, they were 50. Pick number 2! Yeah, they started off with the cheapest warp boots I've ever seen at 50, which is insane. And here we're going to see another use of the statue glitch by PMAkfal. He's going to use that to get by the 2 statues here. Normally you would need the Flute of Lime to cure that effect, but we can just get right on by.
Where Dragondarch is choosing to go to Saber West, so we've seen more divergence here.
Yep, and he's just doing it for the density of checks here. You get the 3... Well, actually, I guess it's...
same number currently.
Same. Yeah, it is the same number currently.
Now, if you had Speed Boots, Rabbit Boots, or Flight, or if you had a Fire Bracelet, it would be more checks. But
that being said, PMAkfal did actually just find the Flute of Lime, and Dragondarch found Barrier, so both good finds. PMAkfal being able to utilize that right away. He's also, if he goes to the other side, he will get that turn in, so he's getting the full 4 checks there. And will also be able to figure out 1 item in Foglamp Cave if he does use that to talk to the guards.
It's true. It's like a textbook example of why you go right in Waterfall Cave before you go left. Because you could get that.
Right.
No, Doctor, that is the only way into that Waterfall Cave.
It is worth noting we have found all the swords. Dragondarch did just find the Sword of Water, and he did pick up that ball earlier, so he can... it looks like, yep, he just wild warped out of there, and he's going to head back and do the entire sequence there. I presume with Rage to get the extra check here. And just a medical herb from our wonderful statue friend there.
The cheapskate.
He's always a cheapskate. Mimic 3!
See what this last check is really quick. I'll let you say Mimic. You're ahead of me a tiny bit. So, talking to the Messier recording there will allow him to talk to the actual queen in the back of the underground palace, as well as heal the dolphin. Just 2 more checks. And not only that, but a scene that will tell you what calming the angry sea will give you. You want to explain what that?
Yeah, so right here, that goes back to that wonderful statue that we were referring to earlier. So the statue and the glowing lamp. They do have the broken statue already,
Psycho
so
armor.
They just need the glowing lamp. And that will get them the psycho armor. That will be a good piece of armor. And there's flight. That is actually a requirement here and opens up a couple of different things since we do have access to all the swords.
And the whole map now, basically. You know what that basically was, right? That was almost basically dolphin percent.
No, it's gotta have your last bow. It's gotta have your last bow.
It was 1/4 of dolphin percent. How about that?
Okay, I will accept that. On that note, though, we are also 1/4 of the way to Mimic percent.
That's true.
Dragondarch finishing out the check here using those eyeglasses and the alarm flute to wake sleeping Kensu. Get the item from here, which is just the magic ring. Still a good thing to have. It's going to fully fill up that MP gauge there. Yes, Dr. Rob, currently there are 12 mimics total. There will soon be a 13th added at a future date when Steve finishes that. But until that happens and he decides to program in the Mimic percent, we have the unofficial category of Mimic percent that I always love to see.
PMAkfal just picked up his Sword of Water. Trying not to die to these Gorgons on his way up. He is poisoned currently, if it's alright. Yes, he is.
Yep.
Such a good place to level up. Or get money, or whatever.
Oh, for
if
sure.
They so chose to. There are certain enemies in this game that are like top tier list as far as experience gain, and they are definitely one of. What did Dragondarch get from that chest? I missed it.
It was a fruit of lime.
Oh. Matrick is happy somewhere right now.
Oh, he most definitely is. So the fruit of lime does exactly what the flute does, except for you. So it gets rid of...
Somehow when you're a statue, you are able to eat a fruit and get rid of your statue status, but not really sure how that works.
I'll never know. That is Mimic number 4, though.
And that room has just been so worthless lately.
Oh, you say that. I keep finding bows there. I'm perfectly happy with that room. It can stay the way it is.
Patrick says, no, I'm not. He's not happy about that at all. That is right. Nightdew actually did use one of the license plans he got from there yesterday.
That is definitely true. We do have the Key of Stixie, so with Barrier, that is definitely in logic. With Flight, we'll be able to get all 6 items out of there. Always a super good spot to check.
They also are able to clear the entirety of Goa now, as far as... Oh, no, they don't have Ball of Thunder yet. As soon as they get the Ball of Thunder, Goa will be a good...
It'll definitely be a good option. The bosses won't be in logic without the bracelets, though, for that battle magic
Right.
requirement as part of the flag set.
Well, with the exception of Mono, I don't really worry about too many other bosses, especially with Power Ring and Barrier.
That is very true.
But for Evil Spirit, I would definitely go to the Pyramid myself, and then Backdoor Goa. That would be my play.
Yeah,
We'll see what they choose to do.
I would definitely.
PMAkfal is doing the eyeglasses check, which Dragondarch did earlier. Going to do the second vampire fight.
Dragondarch remembering that he was on fire and has to switch to it, because in this version of the fight, he is immune to fire. Picking up a Fruit of Power, just a small MP restore there. Nothing too exciting.
There's so many little rules in this, like that vampire weakness being different that a lot of people don't realize. It's hard to keep track of them all.
That is very true. That is our first opal pickup. An opal statue is just a consumable that'll sit in your inventory, and it's the best consumable because when you die, it will fully revive you, giving you all of your health.
It also
back.
gets rid of status effects.
And that is the best part about it, is it gets rid of the status effects as well. So it'll get rid of any status effect that you have. It'll also give you invincibility frames for quite some time, so extremely handy to have.
Especially on bosses. And Steve actually confirmed that it will get rid of the slime or nooper state, which I didn't realize that.
Yes,
That's another tactic I could use it for at some point.
Yeah, it definitely gets rid of everything, that's for sure.
Yeah, with Power Ring and Barrier, this fight is fairly trivial.
Oh yeah, super trivial. It was very clean too. I don't even think he got hit once.
Well, I come to expect nothing less from Dragondarch.
Clark Kent having a consumable there. I think that's why Dragondarch's looking confused at his menu for a second, going, I didn't get anything.
Pyramid. Go to Pyramid.
Oh, dude, he's checking that key to Stixie first.
That's actually not a bad play at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably still do Pyramid.
I would probably debate it, but I would... we don't have any bows. Yeah, I would probably go to Pyramid myself, but if I was in this race, I would probably... If I was in this, actually doing this right now, I would do what he's doing.
Probably check this first item. If it was like garbage, I'd probably go to somewhere else. But since it's a magic ring, I'd probably continue. No, he's going somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna do exactly what you're doing. Personally, I would do Stixie because we could full clear that. That's 6 checks. We can full clear Hydra. It's another 5 checks.
I usually will do Hydra first, then go Stixie, just because it's easier to get out of Hydra than it is out of Stixie. Usually,
I wonder
because of the barriers and everything.
Okay, he's just getting the checkpoint. It looks like he is going to the Pyramid then. Potentially back of Oasis Cave. I was curious if he was going to go to Goa and go up there just to trigger the invasion.
You mean kill Stom?
No, I mean sleep. Put them all to sleep. We all know the Draconian army invades with sleeping gas.
I mean, probably the most humane way they could. Kfal's just working his way through Severa's Fortress now.
The good Vampire 2 fight there. Gonna realize he has to ditch a consumable here real quick.
As Dragondarch now enters the Pyramid.
He's gonna
So
get
give him 1 item check and then 2 boss fight checks. Or not, well, a boss fight and a reward check.
And the nice thing is only one of these has a chance of being a mimic, so this is a great spot to look to get bows.
Definitely. Compared to all our other seeds recently, no bows at 20 minutes. It's like it's a slow seed.
Yeah, don't remind me about that. The back-to-back matches that we had last night where it was, here's a bow, here's the info where bow 2 is, and then the Asina double bow gift. That was insane.
Or was it show that didn't catch the text? It was show, right?
Yeah. Dragondarch showing off his mastery of the fight there. No issue at all. Getting rewarded with a mirror shield. It's a pretty good chunk of range defense there, and a tornado bracelet. So highest wind damage there that he's got for a weapon right now.
Also opens up one more check on Saber West if he decides to go back.
That is true, but who's gonna do that other than me?
I mean, they have another check there, the tornado bracelet spot. Now that they have flight, they can check that as well. So it's not the worst check, but I mean, it won't do it anytime soon. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if they, get forced over to Orc, they might somehow try to route that in, but I don't think either of them are going to touch that for a hot minute. Yeah, Nighty makes an excellent point. The Pyramid Cave approach is definitely going to be grindable.
Probably, if they remember that, we'll give them some strategy towards the end of the game.
For sure. Dragondarch entering the Oasis Cave here, so he's going to get his 3 checks. Unless he finds the Ball of Thunder, which will get him the 4th one. I think he's just opting... Nope, no, he's making a checkpoint. That's smart. If he finds something he doesn't want, he's going to reset. It's very smart there.
Barely out of your way, and definitely can help lower scaling, which is good to do.
Yeah, we've already seen how a little bit of scaling, just being lower by 2 points, is all it takes to just get that speed.
Shielding. Speaking of things you probably don't want.
This is the exact situation right here. So he's gonna check this item, and if it's garbage, I guarantee you he will reset. Yep, there it is. He's gonna check it. It's a magic ring. Is he gonna do it? No? He's keeping it, okay.
Great. Stream just died. Yay.
So yeah, he is deciding to keep that. So he must have good value then on the magic ring. And there's our first bow. That is the Bow of Truth inside the Oasis Cave. And PMAkfal found us another Mimic. We are halfway there. And this wonderful blob on Dragondarch's screen there, that's Kensu. He got turned into a blob there, and he needs the ivory statue to get that fixed. Unfortunately, runners don't have that yet. We haven't found it, so we will hopefully see him later, as he might hold a bow. And Dragondarch finding the warrior ring, levels are now not going to be an issue at all. It allows them to fire off the level 1 charge of their weapon as their auto attack now, so levels are not going to be an issue whatsoever. And teleport, so back of Goa has a lot of good stuff, that's for sure. And chain, okay, so they just got a ton of spells that'll just help teleport, just allowing them to get around, also potentially opening up Saber North. So that's definitely something that could come to pass here in a little bit. Dragondarch using Barrier to get through to Carmine here, and he's just gonna put on that power ring with Barrier. This fight's pretty straightforward, and no surprise he's gonna switch over to the Warrior Ring for his huge movement pattern. Just burn him down. Narrowly avoiding that curse attack there, which would turn him into one of the slimes right there, those 5 little orbs. Showing his mastery of the game. PMAkfal, meanwhile, is still finishing up clearing through Hydra. He's opting to pick up a couple more levels here, which I can't blame him for. It's a really good spot, especially with Thunder, as most enemies in the game are vulnerable to that.
And flow guys get pretty good XP as well, so...
Yeah, paralysis on top there, so that's a pretty good find.
Definitely not a mimic.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's only consumables behind Carmine, so not a big time loss there for that, but it's just worth noting. Did see that Dio has the rabbit boots here, so that will allow them to move and charge if they want, but more than likely we'll never see that get used this run.
Yeah, I probably would have reset out of that myself, considering they have Warrior Ring and everything else already.
Yeah. I think Dragondarch's probably okay with just taking the scaling right now, just to help him get up in levels, because he is level 5 right now. He does have some major areas left. I did miss what key KFL got, but he does have a second key now. So I assume that has to be key to prison that he found on Saber.
Yeah, it has to be, because they already did Windmill Key, so, and we know they had Stixie already.
That is true, yeah. So that means that the teleport that Dragondarch found would give us front access if we had... I'm drawing a blank on the spell.
Spell? Sorry, I was distracted by the stream.
I want to say telepathy. Thank you.
Telepathy, yes.
How to talk to people with your mind. Like I want to keep saying telekinesis. I'm like, that's movement. Yeah, so that would give them the front access, but since they have flight and the key, they won't need that. They can actually fly up to the exit and get in there. So that'll get them 4 more checks plus the paralysis vanilla spot for 5 total checks on Saber North. KFL doing his pyramid section here, picking up another easy level here. Dragondarch making his way up Hydra.
Interesting that KFL did not go do Stixie while he was up there.
That is actually worth noting, that he did not. And Dragondarch is going to do Stixie first at this point before going back in, which I really like this play. So that way then he can warp out of the end of Hydra there. So he's going to get 6 items in here. Bruzy asking in chat, what's the estimated finish time for a run like this? Depending on how your seed goes, you can have them as quick as I've seen. What in the Swiss we've seen a 38. I want to say.
I think 35 was what Axe said.
Yeah, I think it was a 35 minutes jet seed we had happen, and then I think the longest so far we've seen was like an hour and 30. I want to say. I think
sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a full clear of the game. So. Dragondarch picking up the Crystalis plant there and the Statue of Onyx, so that's 2 more one-off location turn-ins for key items. They have not been to Amazon yet, so that will actually be 2 locations, and that is the Bow of Sun. So Stixie is definitely the play here. Just need to find that Bow of Moon, and that will put Dragondarch in go mode.
Yeah, at this point he's got a sizable lead, I would say, unless something ends up being in go.
That is definitely true.
But either way, you know, Stixie's not a super quick check because it's so far out of the way. I would almost bet that's where KFL goes next, though, just because so many checks there. How many mimics are we up to now?
Unfortunately, only 6.
Halfway your wonderful goal.
Yeah, we are halfway there. I feel like we might not be so lucky. KFL did just find his first bow there, the Bow of Truth. Dragondarch turning in the Crystalis plant, getting the Ivory statue, which is the turn-in for Kensu back in Goa.
It will also give him the Brokahana check.
That will give him the Broken check. That is correct. He approached that box there in the basement very slowly, a lot of times for no reason. Definitely have seen that be a mimic. So
yeah, he has kind of a notorious fight in our race, I think, with the mimic down there. So
yes. Looks like the Broken check just having a consumable. So nothing too good there. PMAkfal very happily checking back at Fortress here, finding his Warrior Ring. So we'll be very happy to see that, as well as the next couple of spells he will get, which we know is Change and Teleport.
Kind of always wonder if Akahana's friend is just holding out on us, since he is Akahana's friend after all, and gives us junk instead of what he actually got from Akahana.
Well, he has given me a bow before, so he definitely has moments. PMAkfal now doing that Carmine fight. Just gonna take his time there with the barrier and the Warrior Ring. Just smart play with getting this high of scaling in the current level.
Dragondarch now going into Hydra. I think Paralysis was the best thing that PMAkfal got here, right?
Yes, Paralysis was the best thing there. Could open up a potential another check later. Get Durazed in the chat asking what's the number next to their level. That's the difficulty scaling for the enemies in the game. As they pick up more key items and chests that give them armor, that's going to actually increase that scaling. So any type of spell or equipment or key item that they get from that is going to increase that level. And as that goes up, it's going to scale all the enemies and the bosses up. So that way, then every area is always going to be relevant. There's not going to be any type of area you can just walk through and, oh, I can just walk by all these enemies because I'm stronger than they are.
PMAkfal is triggering the kidnap, or the murder, I guess, massacre, not kidnapping. Some will like kidnapping, some people do, but most people get murdered.
Oh, and he talked to Stom.
Oh, rip my pupil.
Rip your pupil, indeed. So, in case anybody wasn't aware, when you go up to the entrance to Goa Fortress there, the army invades the town here, and during that invasion, they put everyone to sleep. We know because they're all just laying there peacefully. However, when you talk to them, you find out that they're actually not asleep, and especially in the case of Stom here. So, unfortunately, rest in peace, buddy.
See, it proves he's actually dead because he's not here in chat saying anything. Definitely dead.
100% confirmed. Dragondarch thankfully confirming where in what chest we did get the key to prison, which was the chest right before the vanilla bow.
That's a good point. That's another good thing to get here. That opens up a lot more checks, like you mentioned earlier.
For sure.
Oh no, PMAkfal taking the death.
Yep. That Mado fight is definitely not a fun fight, especially if you don't have the right gear or scaling for that. Warrior Ring does make the fight a bit easier, and he makes a point to talk to Stom again.
Oh man, I can't wait till Stom watches this VOD.
I'm gonna be so happy. So, Dragondarch now doing exactly that, going into the back of the prison there, says there's got to be something here. That's what I would be doing right now at this point. I've learned you get that key, you go to prison. It's like the go to jail in Monopoly. You don't pass go, you don't collect $200. In this case, you might find a bow, so always worth checking.
This leads him to one of the most fun bosses in the game.
Oh,
luckily with the equipment you have, it won't be that bad, but early on this guy can be a big pain in the butt.
And Dragondarch showing off, again, his expertise in this, and flying up to the top there, landing right above the trigger, and just sword bashing him down.
He remembers to get that check too, which is nice.
Yeah, so he got Refresh and he got the Psycho Shield, which are two great checks. And KFal did get Recover from Motto 1, so we do know where all of our healing spells are in the game.
And that's not an awful find, but definitely not what you wanted to see.
Oh, for sure.
They're consumable for Dragondarch here.
Yep, Magic Ring in the vanilla Key of Prison location. So, not a terrible thing to find, especially when you've got Refresh.
I was gonna say, why is he going up there? It's kind of interesting.
Honestly, I would have done the same thing. I hate navigating Saber North.
He's choosing to go in the front instead of just going back way.
Yep, he's just gonna fly over the two guards here. Get the first item that's in the next section of cave, and then go and get the second item.
Looks like KFal is finally going back to Stixie now, which he'll be happy to find what is in there.
I like finding Moes, so yes, I would be very happy to do that as well. I'm actually really glad that he didn't take his key and go to the prison right now, because that would hurt. There's the telepathy check, so that's what we would have needed to get in here. So obviously Dragondarch is doing the correct play here, since that was buried in here. So logic was get the key, go in through the back.
For sure. Just leaves him with one more check, which not too far away from.
I do love the sound of flail guys in the evening, don't you?
Always. Every time I hear it, it just fills me with joy.
As a runner, that's a sound of dread. As a commentator, it's the best thing ever.
The seed's letting me down, though. There have been no Warlock Butterfly rooms so far. Flame Bracelet.
Very true. So yeah, that's the Flame Bracelet. So that does put the Saberaphites in logic now. Meanwhile, KFal did just pick up his Bow of Sun.
Question is, where is Dragondarch going now?
He has not checked the Waterfall Cave yet, so he doesn't know about the Flute of Lime there.
But he might choose to go to Fog Lamp.
I like this play, because he doesn't have the flute yet. He doesn't want to go in there, so I think this is a good play from his knowledge. We know that going into Waterfall Cave is going to get you that flute, but nothing great's going to come from it.
Right. I'm really interested to see if he'll go ahead and get the last actual Fog Lamp spot item, or if he'll teleport out after 3 checks. Because the last one's buried in there very deeply compared to the other 3.
That is very true, and as I've learned lately, a lot of people are starting to do that more and more now. That is the Love Pendant pickup, so we do know that they have all the pieces to check that, which is the Love Pendant and Paralysis, and then access to, what I call it, Swan. I cannot think of the town name. Is it Swan?
Yes, Swan. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I'm blanking on that tonight.
This kind of scaling, with as many consumables and stuff as they found, there's a good chance there's going to be items in here. I mean, you still have half the mimics to find. There's another one right there, but
that is true. We're getting there. We are at 7. Hopefully this will be 8.
8 and then 9. Ooh, Blizzard Bracelet. It's a nice find.
All of the front is in logic the second we get that Ball of Thunder. That being said, all of the back is now in logic. Yes. So this is definitely something that we could for sure see.
He's choosing to get the last item now. I mean, the ball could be in, like, Sabera's area as well, though.
That is definitely true.
Or it could be on Kelbesk 2.
I was gonna say, I think it was my first race. We actually had to go in with no sort of water, having to go up to Sabera's floor to get that. So that's definitely possible.
I like those kinds of seeds.
Yep, those are always fun. Yeah, they're gonna have to break an iron wall either way, so they really need to see that ball. And there's another Mimic. I'm so happy.
PMAkfal now going to do the Saber North check. Did Dragondarch get anything in Saber North that he really needed?
Saber
remember.
North?
No, he found telepathy, but he didn't really need it at that point. I mean, I guess if they get gas mask, they could go to Oak then. PMAkfal making short work of Kelbesk 1, that warrior ring.
For sure.
Probably happy to find
Refreshers.
fresh.
Yeah, that would be the best thing that came out of there.
Oh no, he missed the key to prison check. We know it's not anything he needs.
Yeah, but
Oh,
he
he's going to
did
heal
also,
first. Never mind.
He also missed the paralysis check.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Oh man.
And I want to say that was actually, I think that was paralysis, wasn't it? No, it wasn't vanilla paralysis.
No, paralysis was Hydra.
Psycho Shield. It was Psycho Shield.
Psycho Shield, yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
So-
Well, we know where he's going next, probably.
Yep,
He might
he's
finish up
gonna-
this cave, but yeah.
Oh, definitely. There's no reason not to.
At this
He's
point.
got teleport. Yeah, he's got teleport. He's gonna get that last item in the Crystalis plant cave location here, and then be very happy with that. It is worth noting he is level 12 right now, and it just goes to show that Warrior Ring does a lot of work. Even with this higher scaling, he's gonna have no issue dispatching enemies.
Especially when you haven't found speed boots yet, so there's no reason to use anything else at this point.
For sure.
I mean, it's possible he'll find the last bow right here in the meadow and just go straight to the end of the game.
Not with that body walk, he won't. That's definitely consumable.
Nope, that's sad.
He's not gonna have to check it. He's just gonna teleport out, and it looks like he's gonna probably make his way through the front, I would presume, since he went right to Goa.
Yep, safe bet. That's what I would do as well.
Alright, the sleep cycle has been triggered. And I saw teleport. Is he? He is!
Oh, will he kill Storm? That's the question.
That is a very good question. Let's find out. Seeing the charge? No, he did not.
He just stepped on him and kept walking.
Yep, using that Blizzard Bracelet here. There's no... He's not going to have any issues powering Blizzard Bracelet, giving them those beautiful water saws you see on the screen there. Picking up recoveries. Probably overall meh about that.
Yeah, I would say so.
PMAkfal picking up his Flame Bracelet. So that's definitely a good thing here for him, getting him the extra power. Pretty sure he also has the Bracelet of Wind.
I think he's going to backdoor Goa here. Maybe? Alright, he's going to Swan, never mind.
Yep, he's going to check that Love Pendant location first, just to be safe.
Yeah, seen the bow there several times.
I've had it
Also
happen.
seen garbage there a lot of times.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see more garbage there than not, but I have had a bow there one time, and I did last location it. So, definitely a worthwhile check to get your one off, especially when it's right here.
Seems like anytime you leave Kensu for like the last check, he has a bow. But when you don't, he never has anything. Sacred Shield, that's not a bad find. He has Psycho already. Doesn't really need that. Goa it is now.
Yeah, at this point, I would definitely say that's where we're going. We just need that Bow of Moon. We know that there's not going to be anything super exciting in the crypt. It's possible it could be the Thunder Bracelet, since we haven't seen that yet, but at this point, I don't think either of our runners will truly want it. They've already got the Flame Bracelet, both rings, refresh, barrier, flight. I mean, they're set to go.
PMAkfal actually went through the long way to get to this area. He's leaving after that first. Oh, he had to go back up and get it, that's right, because he skipped it to heal earlier. Did he ever go back and get paralysis spot check? I don't think he did he?
PMAkfal? No, I haven't seen him do it yet.
Dragondarch is now getting to kill best 2, which with Barrier and Warrior Ring, this will be a really easy fight. He's actually going to use the Power Ring, it looks like, and just stab. Makes really short work of that.
Yeah, both of our runners do have every spell.
This is Sabera's area upcoming, and there are 3 checks there. Let's see if Dragondarch gets lost here. Like some of our other runners seem to recently, but since he has flight, he should be fine.
I definitely hate navigating this area with just a Sword of Water. It's terrible.
You should do this area with Sword of Water with random maps.
I did that once. I'll do
Ooh,
it
Storm
again
Bracelet. Very
so
nice
that is
fight.
nice. We do have all 4 bracelets now located, so that's definitely a good thing. It means that our runners will have any comfort option they want for boss fights going forward then.
I'll warn you if anyone has light sensitivity issues that very flashy.
Yeah, we'll try to call it out because it does cause the whole screen to flash. If they use it anywhere, it's going to be going up the tower as well as the last fight before that.
So last item there was a consumable. Reforce the way to Mimic %.
The dream can still happen.
Oh, it most
Don't
certainly
have the
can.
bow.
5 checks in the next area. Definitely can happen.
Very clean fight for Dragondarch there. And it's not going to happen.
Nope. This is go mode. You will head straight to Sahara now. Well, we definitely were right. That was the play. But it is that ball where it could happen.
Yep, that's definitely the play. And not many places left. There were 2 checks on Saber West that didn't get looked at, the Tornado Bracelet spot, and then the turn-in for the Tornado Bracelet spot. Let's see here. They knew about the item.
2 in the crypt,
for calming the
like you
sea.
said.
Yeah, the 2 in the crypt.
Which we know
other
the
than
C
that,
was the Psycho Armor, right? So that wasn't worth checking.
Yeah. What else did they have other than that? Oak.
Oh, yeah, no way you got Gas Mask, I don't think.
Yep, none of them got gas mask that I could see. So that entire sequence was gone there. So that's 5 checks that we didn't get to see.
Yep.
So the reason our runners knew nothing was in the back of the crypt, you have to use the Bow of Sun and Moon to get through the front gate there. And then they can use Truth on Dragon to make him reveal his true form. Ralthian 5 asked him where
Ralthian,
was
oh, he got
Bow, and that was at the Sabera 2 fight in the Fortress of Goa.
Well, they also had the Ivory Statue turn in, didn't they?
They did have the statue. To my knowledge, no one has turned that in yet. I know Dragondarch has not.
Well, with level 12, 40 scaling, with all the stuff he has, this will be a really easy
And on
fight
PayPal
and tower.
screen, there
Oh
was
no!
a slime.
What a slime! I have to say, I've never seen a slime in that area before.
Alright, let's see here. Dragondarch doing, looks like Warrior Ring strats here to open up because he didn't have the charge prepped. Did one tank to get the laser pattern here. And he is going for that lag storm, so if you are light sensitive, you're definitely going to want to not watch this fight for a moment. We will let you know when it is over. Alright, thankfully he did make very quick work of that fight, actually, using the early warrior ring strat there to get some fast hits in. So taking down Dragon 2 very quickly. He's going to be making his way up the tower.
Did Kfal do a hell run to Oak?
Yes. Unless he got the mask and I missed it. We'll find out in just a moment. He did do a hell run.
Yeah, going out of logic in this flag set usually isn't the best play, but definitely wasn't this time.
Well, thankfully, we get to see a couple more checks. Unfortunately, none of them can be mimics.
Oh yeah, we'll see more use of that lag storm throughout the tower as another warning.
Very good call there. Alright, so Dio's pendant was back there.
Oh man, he has to be sick right now. I came here for that. Is he going to do the Storm fight now? Surely not. He has to be going Saber West, right?
I'm not sure. He did just try to buy warp boots.
Oh no.
He does have teleport. I think he's doing, yeah, he's doing the check.
He kept the Lysis plant? What? He has recover, right?
He does, yeah, he's got all 8 spells.
Okay. He's going to be very disappointed. I know I would be.
I just want to know right now where the rest of the mimics are.
Well, I'm guessing there's at least one on Saber West. Probably the Tornado Bracelet check.
Tornado Bracelet could be 1. That'd put us at 10. Is Back of Crypt a double?
Oh, it could be. Definitely couldn't be. You got
They
Insect
also-
Flute. Oh no!
Oh no, don't follow the rabbit hole. It's bait. You already know it's bait. Don't follow the rabbit hole. I just realized though that probably puts Gas Mask either in the back or in Goa, because we didn't see anything past Sabera. So we had
True.
Motto's floor and Motto. So there could be mimics on Sabera's floor. Or no, excuse me, on Motto's floor.
I've actually seen the Gas Mask in the crypt before, so wouldn't surprise me. Going to Crystalis Plant Cave.
And now that I think about it, neither of them did check the power ring spot.
You're right.
Because yeah, the Thunder Orb was late. So yeah, there's definitely plenty of places left still with options for our Mimic percent. We might not see them though. As Dragondarch enters the Dynamite here, gonna keep that barrier on, power ring, and just go to town every time she opens her eyes. A very quick kill there from Dragondarch. So he is going to finish up here with an official SRL time of 53 minutes and 8 seconds.
Pretty quick seed overall.
Yeah, it was a fairly quick. Not one of the fastest we've seen, but on average, faster than most.
Should be joining us shortly to discuss his thought. Oh, there he is.
Jeff Peters!
Jeff Peters, indeed. GG, and congrats on the victory, Dragondarch.
Thank you. So how about that bold moon?
So
Yeah,
how
that was
about
nice.
that bow? So I gotta say, overall, I've never seen warp boots cost 50. How is that going into the seed? It's the first thing you find when you enter the shop there.
It's like, oh, well, there's warp boots. I should be able to afford these. Buy one. Wait, those were 50. Get me another pair of those.
I actually had to do a double take because I saw you go into the shop real quick, buy the boots. I didn't realize that you bought 2 of them. And then Kfal entered the shop. I glanced over and looked at it then and saw it, and I was like, those were 50. Looks like KPAL is now making his way into Goa as well.
Oh, has he been doing
Yeah.
checks everywhere else?
Yeah, he decided to do a hill run to Oak for some reason. I don't really know.
Yeah, he did make a play there. He only found Dio's pendant, and then he did the stomp fight and found the insect flute.
Ooh.
He did the Hellbest skip to get the Zebu thing. Actually, I haven't seen anybody do that in a race.
Yeah, we have not seen that. I believe that was recently found, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what were your overall thoughts of the Seed Dragondarch? I mean, it seemed pretty straightforward overall, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it was, I mean, pretty standard overall.
And Goz and I were both thinking something had to be in Goa, but just had to find that ball. Pretty much to search for the ball.
I know, right? That Orb of Thunder was hidden pretty well.
Yeah, and it definitely held back on a lot of checks. On fun side notes of my favorite category of Mimic percent, between the two of you, you found 9 total Mimics, and we're pretty sure that the last ones have to be on Mato's floor. Could be on the Power Ring spot, and there's a couple other locations that weren't.
Yeah.
They were just locked behind that ball of thunder.
Could also be in the crypt, because I never
Yeah,
bothered checking there. And I didn't check Waterfall Cave at all. I was hoping I'd find a Flute of Lime so I could do everything in there at once, but I apparently
It was
didn't need
actually
it.
in there.
Yeah, so I'm happy. I did call it. That's why he skipped it. Yeah, so it was on the right side. KFAL did actually check that. There was early deviation when that happened. He actually went early in the run after getting the windmill key. He actually went over there, got the ball first, and came back where you went to get the windmill key open and do that entire sequence, get the 3 items in there, which was super good. Getting, you know, all the other balls.
I know, right? We had Sword of Wind, Sword of Thunder, and then Ball of Fire and Ball of Water. It's like, okay, sure. I can't do anything with this, but sure.
I mean, maybe someday the character will learn to juggle. That'd be cool.
We'll just get some, we'll get some Sharpies and color the balls the correct color so they just work like that.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, we can definitely do that. KFL now, speaking of which, is on the Severa fight, so will very shortly get the buff.
I was disappointed there were no death rooms in this seed, really. I think that was just like, oh. KFL did get slimed in Cordell Plains one time.
No death rooms, but Goa Fields had about 20 flail guys wandering around.
Oh yeah.
I walked onto the screen, I heard the first flail, it's like, oh great, this should be fun. And then I kept hearing them, I'm like, how many? I think every single spawn slot was a flail guy on that map.
Yeah, it looked like you had a little bit of lag crossing that, so I'm pretty sure every spot had to be flails. KFL making his way here into the crypt. He's going to use those bows, get past the gate, and then make his climb up there. Did pick up an extra level before coming in here, so 13 with 42 scaling. Should be fairly even there.
I'll tell you, Gozen, if I'm ever in the race, I know I'm already lost. I haven't checked those spots in Crypt yet. I'll check them just.
Those are probably the nicest words anyone has said to me tonight, so thank you for that. I actually can't stop smiling right now. So while KPAL is finishing his climb here, there was a fun little exciting announcement from Nintendo. 6 classic games will be added to the NES and SNES on the Switch Online collection on the 12th of this month here. One of those games is Crystalis, so
No way.
are trying to find a copy of that, or you want to try the vanilla game, it is coming to anyone who owns a Switch, in addition to Star Fox 2, Super Punch-Out, Breath of Fire 2, let's see here, Kirby Superstar, and Journey to Silas.
Ooh, Journey to Silas.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Journey to Silas is a pretty decent game and has a lot of good music.
It's very true. I actually quite enjoyed that one myself. KFAL is now doing the Dragon 2 fight here, and it looks like he is going to do the lag storm strats, so any of our light sensitive viewers, now would be another good time to look away. Dragon not wanting to cooperate though to open up his core, so that way he can be vulnerable. Just keeps doing fireballs and ball tossing patterns. There we go.
Oh, there we go. We have a long laser now.
There we go. Nice long laser. Here comes the lag storm.
Yeah, I noticed that you actually shot him with Warrior Ring a few times when you first got here, Dragondarch.
That was because he fired so quickly, I wouldn't have been able to get a charge ready to go before before he lost vulnerability. So I just figured get at least a little bit of damage in with the Warrior Ring, and then I can worry about the next cycle.
That's what Gozen thought was the case, but I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, did he? I would have to go back and watch it again to see what exactly it was, if it was a timing thing or if it was just going for it, because I thought you had the power ring on going for the charges, and I'm like, he just let that go. Does he have Warrior on? And I had to think about that for a minute for that interaction, and then afterwards I thought, well, maybe it's a speed strat. We'll have to ask him. KFAL, speaking of speed strats, lag storm and stabbing.
That's a little dangerous when you don't know how powerful they are.
Oh gosh.
I'll tell you right now, he took maybe 2 hits on that. He is about half health, but is making that go super, super fast.
He just dumps at Lysa's plant.
Like, I don't need this.
He dumped that Lysa's plant as fast as I dumped the Fruit of Lime.
Well, it's funny. Earlier he threw away like a Fruit of Power or something instead of Lysa's plant, and we were like, what? I guess he thought it was a medical herb. I don't know.
Mr. Spokes bringing up a good thing in the chat. The Crystalis game is also available in the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection. So if you are looking for a great group of SNK games, it is also available on that as well.
I was thinking about buying that just for it, but now I don't need to.
Personally, I'm excited that this game is more readily available in terms of the vanilla game. I played through it once before joining this tournament, and I gotta say, I'm really sad that I never got to play this growing up, because this is a phenomenal game. It's got a great story. The game itself is quite challenging, and I think a lot of people who enjoy the Legend of Zelda series will definitely enjoy playing this, so I do highly recommend you checking it out.
Definitely one of my favorites from being a kid playing it.
KFAL is just doing work on these tower sections, just going in, lag storm, stabbing. Like, I am extremely impressed with this.
Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. He has two opals. It's like, fine, you want to do that? I'll just run into you.
He's trying. They just want to cause the trouble. But it's all right. He's gonna forge the sword here. Get the best sword ever. Make his way up to the Dynamite and finish it out.
Man, this tournament's been so fun so far.
Oh, it's been a blast.
Maybe I'll get paired against you next time, Gozen.
It's definitely possible. All right, and PMAkfal finishing up the fight here with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 58 seconds. All right, we should see PMAkfal in here in just a moment for an interview.
GG's, man.
Hey, GG to you, Dragondarch.
Hey,
Nice.
GG on your run and those really ballsy tower strats you were doing.
Oh, thank you. You know, I made a lot of stupid plays, totally ignoring Crystalis Plant Cave, which I almost went to early, and I'm like, nah, it's a magic seed. I'm gonna do stupid stuff because it's a magic seed. So, yeah.
You mean like going to Hellrun Oak?
Yeah. I thought it's like, you know what? Maybe all this is lead me to gas mask that's gonna have, and I can skip a step. And
I mean, it's not a bad thought.
but you know, I almost did a hell run for the insect flute, but I'm like, nah, I better not do that.
We were both like, don't do it! Don't do it!
I thought about it. I was thinking. If I'd have gone to Crystalis Plant Cave when I originally planned to, or when I should have gone, I'd have finished a lot sooner than that. But oh well.
It happens.
It's a matrix seed. You never know what you're gonna get when he rolls them.
This was tame for a matrix seed.
It was
Yeah, it
seriously,
really was.
it seriously was. I was like, this can't be a matrix seed. So, but it was
He
fun.
says, don't blame him. Blame fate.
He talked up the seed. He's like, this is gonna be awful. I'm like, okay.
So I gotta ask PMAkfal, you got into the first shop there in Leaf, and you saw those warp boots. How happy were you?
Pretty happy. 50, got 2 of them. That and wild warp being allowed now, really having 2 of those early opens up a lot, which that sort of made my decision to go. Once I got 2, I decided to go to Portoa first, because that way I knew once I could warp boot out of the leaf cave and still have 1 to spare.
It actually kind of worked out in your favor because you had balls earlier than Dragondarch.
It did, and I was like, all right, this was good. And then I continued that spiral downward into bad decisions.
Actually, it was pretty close for a lot of the game, really. But diverted at one point, and then after that, yeah.
Well, I may or may not have forgotten to go to Stixie, and that I started realizing that and then getting mad that I forgot to do that, so then I went back to that and I shouldn't have. So I avoid the Crystalis Plant Cave and the Foglamp Cave like the plague. I hate them. I hate those caves. Last race I got slimed in one of them, and I got slimed again this race, so I'm 2 for 2 for getting slimed.
Yeah, that slime in Cordell Plains was pretty epic. Like, what a snipe.
Yeah, seriously, I was flying over the water, and I was like, oh my god. It's like, I was like on his radar. He knew I was coming.
I think that's definitely a first, seeing a slime in that area.
I would not have expected that. I did not expect that. But it was fun. And I had to kill Stomp twice. So,
Yeah, that was
Stomp-
definitely
oh,
something
we
that
love
noticed.
that.
He had to, after I got salty with Mado killing me, which was, I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing that first time. I hate Mado. I don't know why I fought him, but
Because it was a quick check, most likely.
It was, and I was kind of tying that back into my trip back up to Stixie. I'm like, well, you know what? I forgot about Stixie, so I'm gonna go fight Mado, and then I'll roll up and check that. And had I not forgotten Stixie, I probably wouldn't have done that. So.
You also didn't have Blizzard Bracelet for that fight, where Dragondarch did.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, Warrior Ring makes it not too bad, and then
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Then I ended up just not using it because he was outside of the boundary most of the time.
Yeah, he did give you a pretty rough pattern for that fight.
Yep. Oh, and I did employ the Kelbest 2 skip.
I saw that.
To get that spot.
I think you're the first person I've seen do that in any of these tourney races.
Yeah, it doesn't really have any real benefit except for having that checkpoint there, which I guess could be good if you're going in to and you really need to get the kill on him and you don't want to run through. But I just went through, got the heal, which was dumb because I probably should have waited. And but then when I saw it was a consumable, I just said forget it, reset, and had the spot and took off.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, it was handy for that.
That's pretty much the only good thing that it can be used for too. If it's an item that you don't want, you can always reset out of that since you went past that.
And I did last week or whatever discover how to do that. I was talking with Steve and we were trying to figure out how to recreate that, and I figured out how to do it. So we were hoping it was in vanilla. We were going to name that KFL skip, but it's not.
Oh.
That would have been beautiful for vanilla.
Yeah, but it's not too hard. I'm sure Matrick and Steve will take that right out of there. But I figured I'd try it while it's there, show it off a little bit.
I was very excited.
Dragondarch. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tornell.
No, you're good. I was really excited to see him do that. So.
Yeah, I was definitely as well. Question for you, Dragondarch. When you went into Oasis Cave, you did that first chest and made that checkpoint. It was a really smart move to be able to reset out of there. And then going up to check the other two chests, you found the shield ring and a magic ring. And I'm a little bit surprised that you didn't actually reset out of that. Do you just value the magic ring that much that you wanted to keep that?
Magic rings I will usually not reset out of unless I'm sitting on like a ton of them.
Gotcha. Okay.
He also didn't reset out of the rabbit boots, which surprised me.
I forget what those were.
They were on Dio.
Dio. Yep, Dio.
Oh, I think by that point it's just like, well, he didn't have anything useful. Let's just get out. Let's teleport out.
It was fun to see though. It was I've definitely played a lot more trolly. So this was like Dragondarch said, this one was fairly tame. I made the plays like it was a really trolly Matrix seed. And I should have just played it normal. The way I would normally play. But not having if I would have had that Orb of Thunder earlier that would have changed a whole lot of what I did.
I mean, I also put off Fog Lamp and Carissa Plant for a while too. Just, I did Evil Spirit Island like right off the bat. Like I had like almost nothing going in there. I had to burn a magic ring right at the entrance to get MP back so I could continue flying.
Yeah, I did that. I went in there really early too. And then there was nothing, and I was like, man, this was garbage. I don't think there was the key to Stixie was in there, and
Which
that was
ended up being important.
Which was it? Did it have any? Oh yeah, the bow of sun.
There was a bow in there.
Yep. So, and I didn't want you all to think that I forgot about checking the paralysis spot. But I totally did forget about the paralysis spot.
Yeah,
Again.
I kind of guessed that.
Again.
Luckily, it wasn't anything too important.
I didn't make a... Oh, go ahead.
I think it was consumable, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was a Psychic Shield.
Oh, that's...
Yeah,
Well-
so I was like, oh, I'll take it. I was kind of hoping early when I had Flight and the Broken Statue, I was hoping to get the glowing lamp, so I could get that psycho armor sitting on in the Angry Sea, but I never got a chance to get it.
Yeah, I didn't find the lamp either.
Yeah, it's probably deeper in Goa. Once I found Boa Moon, I was out.
All right, guys. So, any final thoughts here?
No. If you're racing and Magic rolls a seed, don't assume it's gonna be terrible, but it probably is.
Words to live by.
But it was fun. GG to you, Dragondarch. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, GG to you too.
And thank you, commentators. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for restream and everyone that's done the work with this. I appreciate it. A lot of fun. I've run in tournaments before. I always like it. This is a fun one to run in. Sometimes I feel like I know what I'm doing with this game. Sometimes.
All right. Well, on that note, guys, we are out of here for tonight. The next race that's in the schedule this week is going to be on Saturday. It's the 7th of December at 6 p.m. EST, which is going to be Matric versus Demarine. We don't have a channel for that yet, but Tornell and I will be back doing commentary for that. Coming up later tonight, it looks like on SpeedGaming, we've got a bunch of Link to the Past Randomizer 2019 tournament matches going on. So please stick around and enjoy that. And again, thank you, SpeedGaming, for hosting this event for us. We do greatly appreciate that. I'm Gozengata. Alongside me is Tornell, signing off here for the night. So take care and have a wonderful evening.